Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The first thing that is popping in the news, it is called Long Run Short Catch. And this applied to a young man and his cronies, Mr. Clive Lawson, known as Greedy in the streets. He is said to be the leader of the Caton Lane gang, which operates in Mount Salem, that is in St. James, like I said before. Based on the information from the Popo, it is said that they got some sorts of intelligence that a group of men were rolling in a Vox in a Hanover. The Popo then intercepted the vehicle. When the Popo intercepted the vehicle, the young men made some fatal errors like most young men whenever they are in any sorts of interception, confrontation with the Popo. They decide to wheel and pop off, blaze up all sorts of corn after the Popo. The Popo then in return wheel and pop off, blaze up like fire or even worse a fire. After the smoke clear, it is said that at least three of the four that were in the vehicle were pronounced DEAD. 30 rushed to the hospital. However, DEATH was the case that they gave them. So, people, I want you to take a listen, take a look to exactly what the Popo that was in charge of the operation had to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Acting on information, they signal a dark color Vaxi motor car to stop along the Mosquito Cove main road. The vehicle pulled over and four men alighted with guns and fired at the police. The police returned the fire, and during a running gun battle, three of the gunmen were shot and injured. Two firearms were retrieved from them. The fourth man escaped. One of the deceased has so far been identified as one Clive Lawson, OC Greedy, of a Mount Salem address in St. James, whilst the other two has not yet been identified. Clive Lawson is the leader of the Caton Defense Force gang based in the Mount Salem area of St. James and was a suspect in a recent invasion of Campbell Lane in St. James, in which one man was shot and killed and several houses fired on.
Now, people, like you hear the Popo said, and like I've said on several occasions, whenever that warrant of DEATH is signed, whenever you are wanted, whenever your name is being called upon all sorts of atrocities, all sorts of criminal activity, especially the takeaway of lives, innocent lives, you are pretty much marked for DEATH. Worse, whenever you are intercepted, if you come out that vehicle with your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care, you might, and might be in the operative word, be safe, not taken out in a hail of bullets. However, if you take the opposite polar routes and decide that you're going to want to pie out with the po-po, the Pied Piper is going to sing your final send off. You are going to be laid out. Such is the case as it pertains to these three individuals. Luckily for the fourth, him Tekwa himself run at some sorts of bushes. The Popo will catch him on the rebound. You can best believe that. Now, people, like I said, this man is not any sorts of stranger to the Popo. This man is a known, reputed gang member. So therefore, whenever this man loses his life, whether it is controversial, whether you hear people upon the scene and say, but the man them never in any sorts of pie outs, the results are always going to be the same. Whenever that warrant of DEATH is signed, it is going to be executed. The Popo is going to be the judge, jury, and more importantly, the executioner. Such is the case in this case, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Karma is a Itch. It is not what happened on the day when the Popo come for you, but it is the deeds, the criminal activities that you might have been indulging in the past that came back and haunt you. Like I said, karma is an itch. I am speaking about an incident that took place in a place called Freetown that is in Clarendon, where a man known as Peterson was taken out by the Popo. Here are the details. Based on information, it is said that the Popo there got some sorts of report that was filed at the station in which a victim, an individual, said that their phone was stolen. They informed the Popo that they had a tracking device, as is what is on most of the top level phones, iPhone, Samsung, Rete, Lele. That phone was then tracked or traced by GPS, which led them to a location in Freetown, to the house of an individual, Peter's son. Based on the Popo reports, it is said that when they went to that place to execute the warrant to search for said phone, the man was in a some sorts of tussle in the Popo. While he was tussling with the Popo, he tried to relieve the Popo of their tool, and the Popo relieved him of his life. Now, people, I want you to take a listen, take a look to what the residents in the area had to say, his family members, and then I'll give my piece.
Free village at Jamaica, me I tell you no. No crime no there, brother. So what the police say? What are the information what you get? So he might take them gun. We no make gun, so we might do with gun. We no want gun, brother, we chalice our gun. No, we are no man not chalice. We know our chalice our gun. Straight. So you shoot him and you drive on all the boat to the Clarendon to look gun to put on him. And the man say, over so you shoot and you say, Pussa. You kill Pussa, son?
Now, people, like I've always said, there are three sides to the story. The residents, the family member, and that man, DEAD man, tells no tale, so therefore they are going to speak for him. They are going to try to justify his action. The Popo side, and then Indicom that is supposed to do a thorough investigation and get to the bottom of it, get the truth. Here's the thing. What these people are saying, there's no criminals in the era. Anywhere that there are Jamaicans, in my estimation, if at 10 of them, 5 or 6, maybe 8 of them are thief or have criminal intention. So therefore, that is not the fact. They are claiming that them chalice are them gun, the only thing them do is sit down and smoke. However, how is it that this phone end up in the possession of this individual? Did he just, as the phone was stolen, went to some sorts of fencing place and bought the phone, went home being innocent, thought that he had bought a phone legitimately? Or was he a part of the thievery of the phone? Was he the thief himself? Because if the people track the phone, GPS trace the phone to his location, that means that the location is fresh. That means that the crime was fresh. So therefore, the Popo, acting very swiftly, went to the location which the GPS tracked the phone. When they went there, they found this man and they found the phone. And they found this man trying to be in some sorts of tussle with them. Now, people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. We've heard many incidents in which the Popo claims some sorts of tussle, some sorts of pie outs. When we get to check, it is not so. However, whenever you go out there and your thief and the phone is found in the possession of any sorts of thievery or crime, whatever you get, you pretty much deserve it. Don't start no ish, won't be no ish. Point blank and period.
Watch out.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, a couple of years ago, a young man known as Cliff Twang from upper rural St. Andrew in the Garden Town, headed towards Blue Mountain area, sang a song, and the name of the song or the lyrics of the song went something like this. Nobody can cross it, is only or only who can understand it. Well, people, it seems as if persons are not learning from the mistakes of the past, because we've seen several occasions in which persons went to the river, Castleton, to have a good time with their family member. The river come down and the people get washed away, never to be found, or even those that were found DEAD days later or weeks later. Such is the case of an incident that took place in a St. Catherine the other day, where it is confirmed that a 58-year-old man, Mr. Gooden, Junior Gooden, and a 28-year-old lady, Teresa Green, I think her name is, were washed away in a some sorts of jeep or van. Now, there was a video circulating all over social media with that actual incident in which the truck was washing away. And person are saying, then hold on a minute. This man never see say the gully or the river are come down. This man could not make a sensible decision. Now this man was 58, don't know if he have some sorts of slow brain movement or analyzing or assessing situation. But that lady, 28-year-old, should have said something to him. You know, sister, the water too steep. You know, sister, the water rush. Why not we just reverse, get the hell out of town and try again, try a new routes? But people like the mentality in a Jamaica, like I've always told you, these people are always in a haste. And what do they say about haste? Haste makes waste. Live to fight a next day. Try somewhere else that is safe. Try a next route, like them say. Shortcut, it brings BLOOD. People, be very patient. You should learn from the mistakes of others, but them saying at Jamaica, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And if we know anything about Jamaica, it is Bellevue Central, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source and also Crime Time News. I'll be pinning the link to those channels in the description of this video. Bless up.